Hey guys, Sam here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here tonight at Bodyworks to train chest, and as I have been doing for the rest of the week gone, it's going to be high reps, a little bit lower weight, and see how I get on that while the biceps recovering. But I'm going to get warmed up and we'll get started on chest, maybe triceps as well. So I'm starting with a dumbbell press on a low incline. That's going to be for the upper pecs. Probably I'll use the barbell for the decline, as I'm going to be training lighter. That'll be safe to do on my own and still go to failure. Something flat in between and something else to isolate the pectorals as well, and that'll be my full chest workout. After that, on triceps, I'll show you some different angles, and that'll give you a full chest and tris workout, or kind of a push workout without the shoulders, I guess. Well, hours less than last time from what I recall. I'm going to try my best here to stick with it on these 50s on the incline. Get in for set 2 now. Really I should be getting more than 10 reps, but I'm not going to force it in an unsafe way. If it's not happening with this kind of weight for my next exercise, I'll just go even lighter and make do. Yeah. Oh, that's much better. That did not get off to the best start with set 1 there. Really struggled and kind of achy and struggling to switch on for that first set, as can happen. But picked it up with the last couple of sets, and to compensate for the first one, I'm going to do 5 sets here and just drop the weight to keep the reps good. So my default is usually 4 sets, but I'll go to 5 if I feel like I wasted a set, which here I think I did with that first set. So I'm going to go a little bit lighter, maybe grab the 40 ones and do 2 more sets and then move it on from here. Set 4. It's going all right now. Just get my breath back for this last set, and then I'll be looking at something flat, possibly with a machine, as there's loads to pick from here at Bodyworks. And I'm trying to show all different exercises in the different videos, so that I've always got different examples to show people I'm working with, and just cover it all as a library of information along with all the other bits on nutrition and enhancements and contest prep and all of that. So if you're interested in all aspects of bodybuilding being covered in one place, make sure you hit subscribe, and you'll see it all being built over the rest of this year. And I also take any comments, requests and questions under every video, respond to all of those. So let me know if you have any particular requests or questions. And last set here on the incline. So I'm moving on to the plate-loaded flat press machine. It's kind of similar to what I used last time on chest day, except this version's got a dip the other side of it, so I guess your gym partner can, you know, give you force reps or do his set, pretend like you're lifting more for a video, I guess. But still concentrating on higher reps for the time being. Part of why I moved over this side is hopefully the music isn't too loud to hear the microphone, because it's getting rather loud the other side of the gym there. Set one. I've only got 2 plates on here, but it was 2 plates for the first set last time. I think this one feels a little bit easier than the other model I used, because it's not converging so much. It is just more like a straight press, which is easier. Well, it certainly feels easier, so I can put a little bit more on that for set 2. Otherwise, you know, I'm really high reps to be doing well over 20, you know. Having said that about high reps though, 20 or more, perhaps up to 30, is still somewhat effective for hypertrophy if you're going to failure or very close to failure. So if you are more comfortable as a beginner starting out with higher reps and using less weight and feeling safer to do that on your own, don't let the standard 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 reps on most upper body stuff, you know, that general focus most of the stuff, don't let that put you off. If you find it more accessible to get started, or get started on a gym from learning first at home, or trying new equipment in the gym, you feel more comfortable to do that with lighter weights and more like, you know, 20 reps plus, it's well worth doing. So all these things have their place, and that's something that could be useful to you if you are training on your own, want to be safe, would find it intimidating to load up to something that's going to give you failure at 10 reps, especially if it's stuff you haven't used before. So just wanted to mention that for set 2 here. In fact, some very famous bodybuilders through the ages, like Serge Nubret, were more fond of doing very high reps, you know, 20 plus for everything as standard, and he certainly had an amazing physique. So more than one way to skin a cat. But for me at the moment, it's mixing things up, because I'm borderline overtrained. That's why I took 3 consecutive rest days recently. So it suits me to do that, but it also suits me to be able to make points like this that are perhaps more useful to the beginner, because I'm trying to make content that's useful for a variety of levels here. So sometimes when I talk about contest prep, like answering a question the other day about peaking for a contest, depletion and load with carbohydrates and peak week and stuff like that, that's not relevant to the beginner, but some of these other days are giving me opportunity to provide something that is more relevant to the beginner. So hopefully in the course of doing this I'll have a nice variety of things for various levels, but I think I'm about ready for set 3 here. I'm fully got my breath back from yakking all the time, but there goes. And just so you can see what I was on about with this machine being 2-in-1, I'll give you this camera angle here for the last angle. I'm really feeling the pump now. I'm feeling the pump more than usual doing these high rep sets. And I'm going to go much lighter on the decline press. So we're doing this, I'll have covered every angle, or all the main ones on pressing, before I move to an isolation for chest. But as I'm working on my own with a barbell on decline, and as it's my last exercise and high reps, I'm going super light with it. And it's an angle where my cap would fall on the ground. So we're losing the cap for this set. I think the barbell's not going to come this close to my neck and hit the microphone, so it should be all right. Anyway, nearly done with pressing. Last exercise on pressing. Yeah. Okay. When you're working outside of your usual rep range, sometimes you're going to get the weight a little bit wrong, like misjudge it. So that was still too light. I'd really be just be getting endurance from doing so many reps. So I'm going to put a little bit more on for set 2. How cool is this plate that I've found? I've never seen one rounded like just like this. It's kind of like a discus or a UFO or something. Enough fooling around to get my second set done here. Okay, last one. The Life Fitness machine fly is going to be my weapon of choice for the isolation here. But once again, not too heavy, keeping it high rep. And I really need to keep this moving because I'm not spending that much time talking to people and just having fun. I've just been invited to someone's restaurant. I've been asked if I'm a wrestler, and I mean, I'm not a wrestler, but I like food. I would definitely attend someone's restaurant. Yeah, I still love this as an isolation. It's pure pectoral pummeling. Having the resistance all the way through the movement like that you get with the machine, so I'm sticking with it. I like the stretch with the dumbbell flies, but this is a great finisher. It's also getting far too hot and sweaty for the baseball hat there, but it's okay, I'm rocking the Bumstead. As long as that remains the look, just stick with that, but I'm not getting myself a moustache. No, that would be all I can manage for that set, for sure. Manage a couple more. Set 3. Reaching the point of exhaustion with my chest now, so depending on what the time's looking like after the last set here, I may do triceps and I just wrap it all up and have a chat about this coming weekend. Oh, not long now. No. This is like my little deload, but still doing every set's a failure. I feel like I just wouldn't, you know, get the same well-being and gratification feeling out of my daily workout if I didn't train like that in some fashion, be it high rep, high sets, lower reps, more exercises, less exercises, different split, whatever I'm doing. I'm not like working hard on it, I just don't really get the same feeling overall, the same satisfaction when I'm done. So even though this is my deload and less volume, lower weight, higher reps, I'm still working hard. So it's triceps, nothing special, just a few sets on the push down, but yeah, again, lower weight, higher rep, set one. Elbow's a little achy, so I'm going to stay on just 2 sets here, then I'll be alright for a separate shoulders day with overhead pressing in the coming days. And that'll do for triceps. And that brings me to the end of the workout for today. And what I hope to have shown is that even when it's not starting off as a great day, something can be salvaged, and I'm made up for that by just lowering the weight a bit on the first exercise, going for reps, doing an extra set there, keeping positive about it and carrying on with what I intended in the first place. But I have to admit, on that first set there where I was only getting 9 or 10 reps or whatever, and I know it was less than last time and I want to be progressing, I just reminded myself that I am getting to the end of this bulking phase and I'm getting very close to that 300 pounds. About 2 or 3 days ago I weighed at 298 in the morning, so I'm getting ever so close, but I have been pushing the whole program extremely hard for months, you know, a long time, you know, longer than I would normally be working so hard on it before some kind of like more restful period, some kind of cruise through, some kind of, you know, respite from all the food and fix other things like sleep. Obviously I've talked about fixing sleep before, and that's still ongoing, still something that I'm looking into, awaiting results for, to decide what's next for that. But you know, in terms of keeping things going, I'm getting right to the end of what I'm capable of, and that's why extra rest days have been needed, you know, less weight and higher reps and working around things has been needed. Been struggling with food actually. Let's change the battery a sec. Yeah, back on that, as I was saying, really struggled with the food actually, sort of in the last couple of days. Ended up missing a meal here and there because I got to the point where I was getting that mini sick, like in the back of the mouth, and a little bit of acid reflux going on, and having to sit upright after meals, like waiting for everything to settle, and having trouble eating too close to bedtime, and you know, the system's kind of like falling apart a little bit as I get very close to this goal. So I know this isn't directly applicable to most of you, most of you to look like an amazing bodybuilder because of the height differences wouldn't need to be, pushing up to a 300-pound off-season. But what I hope is transferable is just a kind of perseverance and keeping things working, but also having eyes on when enough's enough, because whether I reach the 300 pounds or not as a morning weight within the next 2 weeks, I will be slowing things down considerably. In fact, that's already started on the training side because of this kind of look at extra rest days and look at higher reps and less weight for the time being. So, have the goals, but it's the goals that are there to stretch you. And even where I'm at now is 20 pounds heavier than the heaviest weight that I got to in my last off season, which was considerable improvement on where I was at before, and I'm in the same condition at that top end. So, doesn't look like I'll be fitting back into the classic weight limit. And it looks like I've made even more progress than the last year round off season. So it's great, Would I have pushed that far if I didn't set a crazy goal like reach 300 pounds in similar sort of condition and video it all? Perhaps not. So whether I do make it to the 300 pounds as a morning weight within the next week or two or not, having that goal has dragged me along and really stretched me to the point I'm at now, which I'm very happy with because it's further forward than I ever would have been. So don't underestimate what you can do. Most people will sort of overestimate what can be achieved in like 2 or 3 weeks or even a month or two, but they'll underestimate what can be achieved in like 6 to 12 months. I was talking to someone recently who said, I could never be like so and so, I can never be that good, but they're saying that before they've even begun. So if that wasn't the kind of mindset before even embarking on progress, and they'd set a goal that's enough to excite you and stretch you, who knows? Who knows where it could be. So I've definitely stretched myself with my progress in the last 6 months, but I can certainly feel it, and I'll be looking forward to sorting out the sleep. With the sleep study that I've undergone and await the results of, and some kind of maintenance phase of like not pushing quite as much food or doing a brief tidy up just to improve body composition a little bit before my next kind of push forward with gains into the rest of this year, because I don't intend to compete this year. I intend to compete next year possibly. So there will be more gains to be made, and at some point this year that'll take me, beyond 300 pounds as a top weight for the off season. But perhaps it's not all going to happen in one chunk here. Perhaps there's going to be like a maintenance period or an improved body composition and come down in weight before pushing forwards again, kind of structure to the rest of my year. But at least it's all fun, I'm choosing to do this as much as I'm saying, it's painful and a bit of sick in the mouth and bad sleep and achy joints and demand on myself across the board. I'm choosing to do this because I really love it, and I hope that shows in the videos and the workouts that I do really love this. And if I start a session looking like I'm struggling, hopefully it's obvious by the time I've got through a session and to this kind of point in the video that I feel way better to have done it, because that's certainly been the case today. Had a few like that recently where I've had to sort of dig deep and keep the focus on or find a way around something and just press through what I intended to do for the workout. So hopefully that is kind of an example that's transferable to wherever you're at and wherever you're looking to progress to in the near to medium future. But these things are cumulative, that if you develop that as a habit, that kind of clicks in as a habit in the next month or two, who knows where you could be in a year or two. But it doesn't have to be bodybuilding. It could be any area of your life that you apply that kind of goal setting and perseverance idea to. And with me now, it's is kind of connected to the bodybuilding, but doing these videos is a consistency thing, and keep up with the time commitment that is, and the communications that come in both in the comments and privately. As a result of it, keeping on top of that is something that I'm very pleased with how it's gone so far, and can look back at a nice selection of information that I was really keen to get out there and help people, particularly the nutrition stuff. So that's another sort of like area connected to all this, where I'm really trying to pursue a goal of get the full information out there and stay consistent with the videos, and that's working for me. It's very satisfying when you work towards something like that. But it could be something completely not connected to this gym lifestyle and stuff. It could be writing a book, for example. A lot of people want to write a novel, and that's something that I enjoy as well. Something like that, you might overestimate what can be done in a week or two, but if you just set the goal of writing 1,000 words a day and did that no matter what, you have some work you could be really proud of in 6 months. So applies to anything, and that's just how I feel about it, really. But talking about the comments and keeping up with those on YouTube, obviously I keep up with all the comments that you leave below, so any questions, put them there. But I'm also keeping up with messages privately, so if you need to speak to me privately or whatever, just connect on Instagram. It's the same screen name, Physique Philosopher, and then you can DM me on there, and we'll be talking if it's not something that you want to put out to the world about what you're thinking about your body and your progress publicly on a YouTube comments. You can just talk to me directly like that, and if it's a more general question, it might be one that I think is applicable to other people, and I'll answer it without saying who you are, like I have done in previous videos. Questions about someone's macros, questions about when you're ready to do a contest, and that kind of thing. So that's another way that you can interact with me if you choose to. But if you just enjoy the videos, I'm very grateful for that. So thank you for watching this far. I am grateful that there's an audience for this kind of thing, and shares a love of bodybuilding and just getting the training done and making progress, and keeping it real and covering all of it, showing the bad workouts, the good ones, the real information, and not the bullshit, or kind of covering up how things really work. If you're on board with all of that, you're definitely the right audience for me, and I'm grateful that you've watched this far. So thanks again to the regular viewers, and I'll be back online tomorrow. Cheers.